I'm gonna try to pronounce that name. Me, get story idea. Me, this is so obvious and clever, it practically writes itself later. It did not write itself. Yeah, this is. I mean, everybody has this problem, right? Everybody like gets this big idea, this. Oh my goodness, this is the best. This is gonna make my book a bestseller in one go. Here we go. And then you sit down and you write it. And you know, on the first glance, it's like, yeah, it works. Next day, you realize you just spent 4 hours writing a scene that makes you want to claw your hair out. This is very accurate. This again falls into the issue of being too strong of an outliner or following your gut way too much. Just make a vague outline, man. Just make something like write down bullet points for yourself. You'll be happier, trust me. It wouldn't be a proper episode without me criticizing at least one pin. Writing secrets. Whenever possible, do the unexpected thing. Ask, what does the reader expect to happen? Then do something different. I mean, we have like flesh and blood examples of this being a terrible idea. We have very good modern examples where this concept simply did not work. If you've set your story up in a way that your reader has certain expectations, please do not be afraid to reward them for that. Right? Unless you specifically wanted to make a twist. Right? Instead of doing something randomly just for the sake of doing it, have it set up for goodness sakes. Just don't do this, right? Just don't. Please don't do this. Unless you're trying to write absurdism or you're trying to write a comedy. Unless you're trying to do one of those two, do not do this. Ever. If you're trying to write a serious story with serious stakes. Right? This won't work. Amanda on writing. 5 best ways to include prologues. Writers love writing prologues, epilogues, and flashbacks. Readers hate reading them. This is very true. If you insist on writing them, make sure you know how and when to use them. Prologue can be used when the opening scene for a novel occurs long before the main story, is the ending to your story, making the entire novel a flashback, interesting idea, is written from a viewpoint that is never used again, is a real document, this is my favorite usage of this, Eisenhorn did this, the 40K novel, Eisenhorn did this, where the beginning was basically a camera recording but set text, so we read it, so it's when read like an actual document, and that was an effective way of making a really mysterious beginner. It's integral to the whole of the story, but it's not immediately obvious. Just probably really good in mysteries or in fantasies with really massive amount of world building. Prologues must be powerful. The opening scene in the prologue must be able to stand alone. If your prologue takes anything away from your opening scene, leave it out. Excerpt taken from Writer's Right, How to Write a Book by Amanda Patterson. Yeah, pretty much everything here I agree with. Well, yeah, just good advice all around. I don't have much to say to this. This isn't a serious pin, but this is just a funny idea. I might do this, honestly. I don't have a serious problem with being interrupted, but it's still like a funny idea to actually write this down on a piece of paper and hang it outside of your door somehow. The Writer's Blessing by Ramona Books. May you write 1,500 words with ease. May your characters be lively and not cardboard. May you need little editing. May your muse visit you as soon as you sit. May the internet not distract you much. May your phone lie dormant while you write. This is the Writer's Blessing, and yes, oh boy. It's sad that this is something that this was actually a thing that worked out. Absolutely recite this every time I sat down to write.